off by
April.
welcoming everyone to our Survive and Thrive Digital Dives 12 Tuesdays. I'm Rachel Perkins, the Education and Outreach Specialist for Texas Oncology Foundation. And if you're a cancer patient, a caregiver, or a professional and want to educate yourself about the cancer realm, we invite you to subscribe and join us every Tuesday. We have 6 Tuesdays left for the next 6 weeks. So we
Amazing.
are so glad you're all here with us today this holiday season. And we are excited to be here with Laura. She's our Pilates instructor today, and she's going to be talking about Mary movement and Pilates. But first, I'm going to do a little bit of a foundation intro. So if you don't know much about Texas Oncology Foundation, we are dedicated to providing support to cancer patients in the communities where they live, work, and receive treatment. So through our Survive and Thrive programming like this one, the foundation can provide educational events and resources to help build a community and create those connections and support all affected by cancer. Now, I have the pleasure of introducing our speaker, Laura. Laura, when you're ready, we'll go ahead and get started with some Pilates this evening.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm Laura Williams. I'm in Austin, Texas, where I own a fitness business called Matt Pilates ATX. And that's partly inspired from the simplicity of Mat Pilates, which is a mind-body movement modality that's about almost 100 years old. And I like to tell people that it's all made up. Like somebody made this up. Somebody decided that we would breathe this way and we'd move our hands this way and then we'd move our legs this way and then we'd lift up and then we'd go down. And so if there's ever any stress around like, oh, am I doing this right? Or, oh, is that what this means? Like the number one thing that we want Pilates to help you with is to connect your mind and your body and connect your breath to your movement. So if you notice the monkey brain trying to tell you that it's not right or some other story that you can just notice it and say, oh yeah, okay, I hear you, but it's okay, I got this. Like we're just going to breathe and move, we're all good. Is there anybody here, you can give me a thumbs up or a hand, who does not get up and down off the floor? Like if you would prefer to do this seated or standing. If getting up and down off the floor is not your jam, and that is totally fine, just let me know. Thanks, Rachel. Okay, so far, I think we're all on the floor. That's awesome. Being able to get up and down off the floor is definitely a marker of longevity. So it is a privilege of sorts, right? Like it's something that we easily could lose as we age or as we deal with other healthcare conditions. So pat yourself on the back and give yourself a high five if you are getting up and down off the floor. Not everyone does it. So thank you. What I think would be helpful tonight, if there's someone here, if someone here has done Pilates, knows about Pilates, this is your thing, then I invite you to take progressions of any exercise you're familiar with. I'll offer you that option. I will be doing the exercises that are most accessible to the most bodies as best I can, while still offering ways to advance yourself or challenge yourself in new ways. It's helpful to have a towel. It doesn't have to be a big towel, but if you're taller than like 5'7", you might want a longer towel because this is what would make a good. It would go around your leg well. Or maybe you have a TheraBand or something from physical therapy or other exercise you do at home. You can also use that. So that will just help us with some leg circles and some other movements. So what to expect today is to do exercises seated, lying down, on your back, a little bit on your stomach, and probably on your side. We're going to move briskly but mindfully. And I will try and keep an eye on the chat if there's any questions. And Rachel is also, if she sees questions, and she'll jump in and I'll hear her and I can answer things as well. So let's go ahead and start sitting on the floor since I think we're all there now. And go ahead and take your towel. I'm going to move back a little bit here. Everyone see me all right? And you're going to use your towel for information. You're just going to wrap it around the back of your body. And then you're going to notice where your arms pull on it and pull into your ribs. And if you want to close your eyes, I invite you to close your eyes and inhale all the way down into your pelvis and all the way up into your nose. So inhale fully through your nose. You might feel that towel move and you might feel your ribs push into it. Exhale with a ha. Let all the air out. Do that again on your own breath. You can inhale when you're ready. Exhale like you're fogging a mirror. When you notice the towel move, keep breathing like this. And then you're going to exhale. You're going to feel those ribs expand. And this is your first core exercise. You're moving all these little intercostal muscles, all the little muscles that connect, your vertebra and help you bend and flex your spine. Everything is moving. So being able to breathe well is one of the first gifts of a mind body exercise because you want to move and expand those muscles. So you can come back to this style of breathing anytime during our class. The inhale through the nose, the exhale through the mouth, because we're also doing one other thing. Keep breathing like this. You're engaging the top and the bottom of your core container, your pelvic floor and your diaphragm. These two muscles work together to support and inflate and support help us stand up, help us stay upright. So there's your good breathing. We're going to move to our backs now. Being on your back is can be uncomfortable if we're super tight in the front or if we're tight in our shoulders. So you can use your towel here to put it behind your head. Maybe it's under your neck. You can give yourself as much comfort and support as you need because the goal isn't to use gravity to force your body to the ground. The goal is to bring the ground to you. So if you feel like your neck is tight or lying on your back feels stressful, I invite you to use a neck towel or a head towel and give yourself a little bit of support. And you can do the same thing here with a towel under your low back. If you feel like your low back is lifted too high, maybe you're tight and stiff here and you feel far away from the floor. Maybe you have some scoliosis. I see a lot of students with scoliosis. I work with people who have scoliosis. You can put a towel there. You're bringing the ground to you. You're always invited to do that. Now we're going to bring this breathing to the floor. You're going to inhale through your nose, exhale with a and maybe walk your fingers a little bit closer to your heels. Inhale through your nose, exhale. And now we're going to start to move our spine with our breath. As you exhale, you're going to imagine that you're rolling a marble, rolling it to the top of your head. And then you're going to roll it back down. And there's no wrong way to do this, and there is no grade. Remember I said that we kind of made it all up? Well, this is what we're sharing, things that we imagine. So I like to imagine that it might feel good to tuck and tilt your pelvis here. And if it doesn't, then you keep breathing and you can stay still. Because our goal is not to work through discomfort or work through any pain. Our goal is to create this connection between our breath and our body. I'm going to do this 2 more times. And then I'm going to invite you to bring your right knee into your body. And I want you to just stir that knee around a little bit. So there's no wrong way to do this either. You can hold your leg behind your thigh. You can stir it like this. You can hold it at your shin. And I want you to do about 5 circles in each direction. And when you're done with your circles, you're going to bring the other leg to meet it. And then you'll have both legs off the ground for a minute or for a second. And then you will switch sides. So you're going to bring the other leg to meet it, and you're going to drop that leg to the floor. You're going to make your little circles here, little knee circles. One thing that we're doing here is creating a little bit of just nervous system safety. You're going to reverse it. When we breathe and coordinate our breath and our movement, we send a signal. Our brain likes it. I'm just going to say that. I think our brain just likes it. It just likes the attention. It likes the movement. It likes being part of the deliberate process. I mean, think what your brain does for you all day. It breathes and you don't have to think about it. So here, brain's like, oh yeah, I'm in charge now. I get to decide what to do. So and that makes it happy. So there you go. We're going to go into our first made up exercise. It's called a Pilates 100. It's a breathing exercise, and you're going to pump your arms up and down as if you could tap your floor. Now you don't have to touch your floor, but you're moving with energy, and you're going to inhale as you move your arms 5 times, and you're going to exhale as you move your arms 5 times. We do that 10 times and we get to 100. Now I'm a really terrible counter because that's not what I went to school for, to count Pilates exercises, but we try. So I think we're about almost halfway done here. If you're with me. You're going to inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. Now you might keep your eyes on the ceiling here, and you might start to challenge the coordination and the strength of your head, neck, and shoulders, connecting your arms and your shoulders to your core. And what that looks like is you'll nod your chin and look up to your belly button, and you're going to keep stretching your arms. You have one more progression here if you like. You can bring your legs into this tabletop position. Maybe you straighten them, or maybe they stay on the floor. All are great options. You can undo any of that and put your head back down on the floor. You have one more big full breath here. You're going to inhale for 5 pumps and exhale completely and relax. All right, good job, everybody. I want you to tuck your tailbone here. We're going to do a little curl of our pelvis. We're just going to lift our hips off, but we're not going to lift it more than about a fist distance off the ground. If you put a fist under your booty, under your backside, that's about as far up as we need to go. And then I want you to imagine that you nice and easy put your spine back down on the ground. So you're going to tuck your tailbone. You're going to lift your hips up just a little bit. This isn't uh, a big motion. We're again coordinating our breath and our movement. Inhale fully and you exhale, and you gently roll your spine up. Check in with your feet, press down your feet into the mat all the way, and you're going to do this one more time. Tuck your tailbone and lift your hips, and rolling back down. Okay, work your knees side to side here a little bit. It might feel good. Might feel a little rhythmic. As you move your knees from side to side, you can notice that you're coming onto the edge of your feet. So your soles of your feet actually flip and face your wall. This is a little bit of internal and external rotation of our legs and our hip socket. Nice and easy though. Remember, there's no grade, no score. Thank goodness in Pilates. Not an Olympic event. And then you're going to rock and roll yourself up to a seated position. And whatever comfortable way you can get up. Okay. Now taking your towel here, you're going to bring it underneath your legs. Stack up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders down your back and relax, as if you're wearing a pair of long earrings and you don't want your earrings to get into your lace dress. Or nice cashmere sweater for the men. So something you want to take care of. Not that you'd be wearing earrings. Never mind. Scratch all of that. You can start that all over. Anyway, just think tall right here. You're going to inhale as you lean back. Exhale, grow up a little taller. I know what y'all are thinking. You're saying, oh, she's from Austin, so that might happen in Austin. You're inhale, hinge, and you're not wrong. Exhale, sit up nice and tall. And you're going to inhale as you hinge back. You get to use all the support of your towel here. You inhale, hinge back. Exhale, sit up nice and tall. So now we're going to tuck our tailbone a little bit. This will stretch your low back. If any of you do have hardware, like you've had a spinal fusion, any hardware in your back and spine, I'm sure you know who you are. If it's you, this is probably not your exercise. So you can go back and have a nice straight hinge here and work your core this way. Everyone else, please, you're invited to tuck your tailbone and send your sits bones for your heels here. And then you're going to curl back forward. And then you'll stack up nice and tall. So you're making a little wave here. You're tucking your tailbone. You're rolling forward, looking between your legs. And you're stacking up nice and tall. We'll do this 2 more times. Tuck your tailbone. Rolling forward. And stack up nice and tall. And tuck your tailbone. And roll forward. And stack up nice and tall. Gonna do this 2 more times. You can choose a flat back or a curved back. If you know a Pilates roll up and want to take a couple of roll ups, you'll have time to do that. And you'll lie flat and roll up for your toes. So if you're with me, you can hinge. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, stack up nice and tall. Or you can tuck your tailbone. Again, our main goal is always coordinating our breath and our movement. We're going to work our way back to the floor. So, however you get to the floor, you get to choose. Maybe you take this as rolling back. If you're going to, maybe you just lie down with using your hands for support. If you're rolling back, you're going to keep your legs down, and you're going to come back onto your mat. You can use your towel for head and neck support if that feels right for your body today. And then I want you to bring your towel to your feet. So you're making a little ball. Now, if this doesn't work, if you're like, Laura, that doesn't work on my body, go ahead, put it behind your legs. I promise you always get to choose what works best for your body. And me in a room away from you cannot be your expert. So I trust you to make a good decision here. I want you to imagine you're pulling your legs towards you, but you're also pushing away. We're going to fire up the sides of our body here with this bound roll over, and you're going to breathe twice, big and full. Inhale fully, exhale completely. One more like this. Inhale fully and exhale completely. Drop that towel, bring your hands to your thighs, 2 breaths like this. Push your hands into your thighs, thighs into your hands, slide those shoulders down your back. Inhale fully, exhale completely. Breathe fully and completely. One more time here. Exhale completely. And hug your knees in. It's not the most exciting exercise, but I promise if you stayed there for an hour, you'd be tired. You'd be bored, but you'd be tired. So it can start to build a lot of strength because our spine is holding our legs. Our spine and back have to work, and our hip flexors have to work to hold our legs in space there. All right, we're coming into leg circles. This is another place where a towel can be helpful. So the towel can help you in a couple of ways. You can put this behind your thigh and circle your leg like this. We're going to work to start to straighten your knee. So your knee is straight, your hip is flexed. So this is an option number one. An option number two would be you can bring your towel into your foot. And the option number three is you can drop your towel. So the goal is to circle your leg with control using your breath. And you're going to start by gently tilting it towards the middle of your body and then circling it around and up. We're going to do 3 in each direction. Circle, around, and up. Inhale, and then exhale. And one more time. So you've got all kinds of choices here. Make the one that feels right for your body, where you feel like you're in control using your breath and your movement. Exhale, around and up. You're going the opposite direction now. The leg goes away from your body and then circles toward you. And you're doing 3-ish circles here. Last one. And you're going to switch sides. That leg comes down. You can use your towel for the other side and reach that leg into the air. And little circles here using your breath. The exhale crosses the body. The inhale brings it around. You're in 3-ish in each direction. You might get 5 in if you're brisk. You might get 8 in if you're brisk. But it's okay. We can have a whole Pilates exercise where we do one of everything. You can do just one and move on. You can still be sweating at the end of it too. Now you're going to reverse directions. You're going away from your body. You're circling that leg around and up, round and up. Last one. And bring it in. Hug those knees in. You're gonna rock and roll yourself up. We're gonna take a balance here. We're gonna balance like a ball. So in our balancing, you can use your towel here again. You can put it under your feet. And if you're like, Laura, that doesn't go under my feet, that doesn't work there. You can bring it under your knees. Really, it goes where you decide to put it. And here's your balance. Can you sit up on your sits bones a little bit, then tuck your tailbone a little bit and lift your feet about an inch off the mat. So that's the balance. You're going to inhale and you might tilt back a little bit and exhale, your feet might tip forward. So if you know the exercise rolling like a ball and that is part of your Pilates experience, please feel free to take 3 or 4 rolling like a balls here. But we don't roll over our spine if there's risk for bone fracture, if there is hardware in our back. It's kind of fun, but it's not necessary for life. You'd be okay. We are okay without it. And last one, and then finish here. And put the towel next to us for a minute. So we're going straight to body weight, everybody. So I want you to hug your right knee into your body. You're going to put your left hand on the inside of your knee and your right hand on the outside of this leg. You're going to roll down and you're going to straighten the opposite leg. And then you're going to switch. And you're going to switch this 10 times. And if your head being up is, you can do a few with your head up. And then you are also welcome to put your head down. You're like, this is 10, Laura, right? Let's do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hug both knees in. All right. Exercise number 1 in your ab series is done. Exercise number 2. You're going to hug your knees in again, and they might be up here. If you're making a ball shape that feels right for your body. I do want you to lift your head and neck. We're going to do 4 double leg stretches. You're going to look up to the middle of your body. You're going to inhale out, and then you're going to exhale and bring it all back in. You're going to repeat this 3 more times. Exhale, bring it all back in. The word here is control. There's no grade. It is the most control, using your breath as your tool. I'm going to give you 1 more here. Exhale, bring it all in and down. Drop your left leg to the floor, bring your right leg into the air. And if you've got the other leg, it's fine too. It goes back to that no grade rule. You can go the other leg first. We are going to hold this leg in space. You can hold it behind your thigh here, and we're going to point the other leg nice and straight. We're going to pull that leg to us and then switch. We're going to walk these legs 10 times. And then we've already started, so I'm going to count you down. 8 and 7 and 6 and 5. You're like, oh, good. 4, 3. It'll be over soon. And 2 and 1, and hug it in. You're going to I'm going to have you use your towel here for a little bit of support underneath your body for our double leg lift. You can also use your hands. You're going to put this right under your sacrum, which is that spot where your spine and your hips connect. You're going to bring your legs straight into the air. If this is not your position, you're like, Laura, I'm going to get my legs straight in the air here. You can do this as a march. You can bend your knees right here. So if your legs are straight, you're going to inhale, lower them 2 or 3 inches. Exhale, bring them back up. If your legs are bent, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to inhale, lower a couple inches. Exhale, bring them back up. Our goal is to move from the middle of our body. We do that with breathing. We're going to do 3 more like this. You're going to inhale, breathe, exhale, bring your knees closer to you. Inhale, and then exhale, bring them closer to you. Inhale, lower, exhale, closer to you. And then call that one done. You can take your towel out and bring your hands behind your head. Your feet can stay flat here. I'm going to give you 8 exercises like this, and then 8 in a crisscross, a little bit different. And so you get to choose how many you do of each one. Yeah? Did I hear somebody? A question? Okay. All right. So the goal here is to bring your opposite armpit to your opposite knee. So we're going to do that while keeping one hip down. So we don't want to twist away and twist and let that other knee go with us. We want to make it a long twist. So we're bringing opposite armpit to knee and putting it back down. We're going to bring opposite armpit to knee and put that leg down and reach and down and reach and down. You have four more. 4 and 3 and 2. And you're looking over your leg. Last one. 1. You can stay there and you'll do another set of those. You come with me with legs in the air. You can lift your head, neck, and shoulders. We're going to do 8 like this. You're going to twist to the opposite knee and come back to the middle. And you're going to twist and come back to the middle and twist and come through the middle. It doesn't have to look like a certain shape. It's going to look like I'm stretching my leg with control. I'm trying to make it symmetrical so it's the same every time. And I'm taking as long as the twist as I can. And I'm going to do one more each direction, and I'm going to be done. I'm going to be proud of myself. All right, and hug your knees in. My mat class knows how I feel about that exercise. Some things are my favorite exercises. Some of them are not. Okay, so you're going to sit up nice and tall here and bring your legs straight in front of you. Now, this is another good place for a towel. If sitting with your legs straight in front of you feels uncomfortable in your hips or in the backs of your legs, you get a couple of choices. You can bring the floor up behind your knees and give yourself a towel under the knees. Another option is that you can sit on a towel behind you. And just putting our hips a little bit higher than our legs can help everything feel a little better. So take what Oh, okay. Make sure I thought I had a new question. So you're coming into a spine stretch. And so you can take what feels best for your body right now, sitting on a towel or giving yourself a little towel under your knees. You're going to reach forward. And I know everything is in front of us. So it's like, oh, this exercise goes forward. But actually, we want to pay attention to everything happening between the top of our head and our sits bones here. And we want to take that nice full breath into the back of our body. And then we're going to nod our chins and slide our arms forward as if we were sitting at a coffee table and just sliding our arms across the coffee table. In fact, if you're next to your coffee table, you can do this. And then you're going to stack up nice and tall. And you fill up with air again. And then you nod your chin and you reach forward. So as your arms reach forward, your ribs reach back. Your ribs reach back. We're not slinging back like this, but we're reaching forward and we're finding the opposition. And you sit up nice and tall. We'll do that one more time. Fill up with air, nod your chin, reach for your toes like you're sliding your arms across the table. And stack up nice and tall. Bring your arms out to the side. We're going to twist. You'll inhale as you twist. Fill up with air. You're going to take that opposite hand to your opposite foot and reach. This is called saw. You'll inhale, fill up with air, twist the other direction, exhale and reach. Inhale to twist and exhale to saw. So I want to give you full permission to make this as brisk or as mindful as feels right for your body today. This can be a breathy exercise and it can be a stretchy exercise. So something to pay attention to here is that we're not shifting our feet as we twist. We're not shifting and reaching one foot longer than the other. Your feet stay in the same plane as if they're standing on a wall in front of you. You're going to take one more each direction. You know, the truth of the bun has become more evident over time. It's like, this is why every workout video has somebody in a bun, because what else do you do? All right, so you've got your spine stretch and your saw. We're going to come onto our stomachs now. And if being on your stomach is not for you, you can come to hands and knees. And not to worry, if being on your hands and knees is not for you, Then you have a third option, which is to come flat on your back and make the same shape, but with your back on the mat and your hands and legs in the air. So let me get this one started, but if you're on your back, I'll meet you there in just a minute. So in this position, you're going to cat cow. You're going to inhale, look up, and exhale, press the floor away, and then inhale, look up. So take 3 to 5 breaths like this. We're flexing and extending our spine. We're working our spine through 3 positions. We go through a neutral, we go through flexion, we go through extension. And you're going to meet in the middle where your back is mostly flat like a tabletop. And then you can stay here if coming onto your stomach is not right for your body tonight. If you're meeting me on your stomach, you'll lower yourself down to the ground, reach your arms and legs long. You can do the same thing if you're on your hands and knees. You're going to lift your right hand and your left leg. Use your breath and then put it back down. Then you lift your left hand and your right leg and put it back down. We're going to do 4 more like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, put it back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, put it back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, put it back down. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, put it back down. And bring your hands to, if you're on the mat here, you're going to lift your heart. If you're still on your hands and knees, I want you to take a couple cat cow again here. Extend and flex your back. If your hands are on the mat and your head is down, your legs are straight, you imagine there's a marble or an ice cube under your belly button, and you're going to press your hips into the mat just a little bit, and then you're going to roll an imaginary marble off the edge of the mat, lift your heart, find some extension here, and then put it back down. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, lift your heart, straighten your arms, and put it back down. Listen to your body here. Use your breath to initiate the movement and put it back down. And now if you're on your mat, if you're on your back, we're going to meet you there. If you're on your stomach, you're going to roll over. If you're on your hands and knees, you're going to meet us on our backs. We're going to do a little bit of bridging here. You're going to take your towel. If it's not behind your head, which you can welcome to have it there, you're going to put it between your knees and you're going to squeeze it. So your feet might be right next to each other, or you might be able to heel toe them out and they might be right under your hips. But I want you to feel like connected, like your body, you're squeezing your towel a little bit and it feels a connection into the lower part of your body. Your spine stays nice and long, so we don't have to tuck, we don't have to curl our pelvis. We're going to push down to come up. Use your arms here too. Lift your pelvis, lift your hips, and then tap that tailbone right down between your ankles. So if you can imagine that you magically grew a tail here, it goes right in between your ankles as you tap it back down. You're going to do this 3 more times. Lift your hips. Keep your eyes on the ceiling. It's so tempting to watch what's going on. Tuck our chin and look at our knees. 2 more times. But we don't need to watch. Our body knows what it's doing. You got the last one here. We're going to challenge this a little bit with one leg. You're going to squeeze on that towel and you're going to straighten one leg. So remember when we, at the very beginning, we did just a hip distance. That's what you want to find here. Just a fist distance, sorry, hip distance, just a fist distance, and tap it back down. You're going to do this 3 times. Hip distance up, fist distance up. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what this will be like in another 30 years. Fist distance, and then switch sides. You're going to kick one leg straight out, single leg. Easy peasy bridge, right? Use your arms, press your foot into the mat, press your arms down, and lift your hips up. You got 2 more here. Challenging all these relationships between our legs and our core, and our arms and our core, all the connections. and bend that knee. You can remove your towel. Bring your towel to the side. We're going to do some straight leg lower lifts. You're going to straighten your right leg. Your toes are pointed, but not super hard. We just want to keep the ankle long because you're going to flex it when it gets up here, and then you'll lower that leg back down. You're going to do this 4 times. You lower and lift for 3 and 2 and 1. And then when that leg is down, you drag that heel back, put that foot back, switch sides, point that foot only so that you can flex it when it gets to the top, and put it back down. Point it up and put it back down. Point it up and put it back down. You have 4 total. If you got with me on the first one, you'll get 5, but here's your 4. Last one. And bend that knee and bring it in. All right, go ahead, get that same wag side to side here. And now you're going to come to one side. So you're going to roll onto your side, whichever way you're facing me. I'm not going to cue you because I can't see you all. I want to give you some choices to lie with your head down. Your legs are straight, a little bit in front of you, so you won't be perfectly flat. You'll be a little bit like a banana. So just a gentle banana curve here. Your legs are long. Your head can be down. You get some other choices. You could come up to your elbow and press yourself up off the mat. You could also bring your hands behind your head and work like this. This is the hardest balance because we're really balancing on the side of our body. But you choose what works right for you today, tonight. This time only, you get to point your foot up and flex it back down. We're going to do this one 4 times. Point it up and flex it down. And point it up and flex it down. You're halfway done. Point it up and flex it down. And point it up and flex it down. You're going to hold that leg right here. I want you to bend and straighten that knee. Kick it back. Kick your booty and bring it back. Kick your booty and bring it back. Kick your booty. Bring it back. Last one. Kick your booty. I want you to hold it there. Hinge your hip. Kick that leg forward and bring it back. It's a little bicycle. Bend that knee. Kick that leg forward and then bring it straight back. You have 2 more. Bend that knee. Kick it forward. Bring it straight back. This is your last one. Bend that knee. Kick it straight forward. Bring it straight back. Find this little balance. Leave that leg back there. You're going to make little circles, like little teacup-sized circles with your heel in 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. You're going to reverse directions here. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bring that leg right over the other leg. Stay right there. You're going to lift them up just a little bit off the mat. I want you to find a little balance, a little hold. Maybe that hand comes overhead. We're going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. You can bring this leg right in front of you, and you're going to lift that bottom leg here. Lift and lower here. Inner thigh. 4 and 3. You got it. And 2 and 1. Good work, everybody. You're still on your back. You're going to come to your back. You're taking that working leg, and this is a figure 4 stretch, which means you make the number 4 with your legs. You bend this working leg over the other leg, and this might be where you stay. This might feel really good. You can start to bring the other leg closer to you, and it's going to get in a little bit deeper into your hips. If you've had a hip replacement, this might be too deep of a flexion for your hip. So please listen to your body and take something that you know works for you. Keeping that in mind. You're going to try and stretch this one a little bit here. We're going to roll to the other side, and we'll be working the other leg on top. So to do that, you rock and roll yourself up. I always like to try to move around without using my hands. So it helps on a not so sticky mat. If you have a super sticky mat, then that's not so easy. All right, so you're making your banana again. Your head and neck are down, or you're balanced, or you're on your elbow. You're turning your legs out just a little bit, And you're going to point that foot up and flex it down, and point it up and flex it down, and point it up and flex it down. And you have one more. Point it up and flex it down. You're going to kick your booty, bend that knee, kick your booty, bend that knee, and kick. You have one more. You're going to bend and kick and hold it. So now we hinge the hip. The hip comes forward. You straighten that leg. You push it back. This is when we say, oh my goodness, one side is different than the other. Yes, that's good news. And we'll never run out of things to do. All right, you're going to leave that leg back. You're making little teacup-sized circles with your heel on the back. You're doing 4 in each direction. 3 and 2 and 1. This is coming from the booty, from the cheeks, not the ones on your face. 2 and 1. And you're going to bring that leg forward. You're stacking them right over each other. You're going to lift them up. You're going to find a little balance here for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bending that top leg. Reach that bottom leg up and down here. Using those inner thighs, the adduction of the leg to the middle of the body. Yet 3 more. 3 and 2 and 1. Good job, everybody. Come to your back. Take your best stretch for you. You can cross the working leg over the other leg, keeping that one foot on the ground. You're making a figure 4. If it feels good for you to bring that leg a little closer to you for a deeper hip stretch, you may do so if it is safe with your body to do so. We're going to come up here for a seated twist to finish our mat Pilates. You'll rock and roll yourself up to seated. Let's sit with your right foot in front. And if your right foot is accidentally your left foot, you'll be okay. I just want you to twist to the direction of the foot that's in front. So that's my main request for you. You're going to lift your arms straight up in the air. You're going to twist over the leg that's in front. You're going to drop your arms. They're going to stay there. We're not going to use our arms to crank our spine. We're going to use our eyes to turn our head. And we're going to look as far as we can over our shoulder. But we're not twisting with our arms. We're just letting our arms land where they are from the twist that was available to us in our rib cage. You're going to take a nice full breath here and inhale, bring your arms back overhead. And you're going to take a lateral stretch. You're going to drop that hand and you're going to reach up and over. So you get to play with this. This could look really different. If we all had our cameras on, this could look super different for everybody, and that's good. You want to listen to your body here. Maybe you push the floor away to create space here as you contract this underside. Maybe your elbow starts to bend. If you can keep your hips down and you're creating some stretch here. All of our bodies need similar but different things at different times. So listen to your body here. The main activity, if you will, is to inhale and lift yourself up without pushing yourself up with your hands. Find that relationship between your core and your arms. You'll switch your legs. Your arms are overhead, and then you'll go the other direction. Your arms will float to the limbs, float to the knee, and then use your eyes to twist and look over your shoulder. Your arms are light. We're not using our arms to crank our body around. We're using our head and our eyes to look as far as we can behind us. And if you can see something, try and look and see something. Take a full breath here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And use that nice full breath again to inhale back to center. Reach your arms up overhead and float them down. Your last little cat-cow, we want to bring both of the sides back together. You'll inhale and look up. Lift your chin, find a nice stretch here, and then you'll nod your chin. Exhale, look down. Maybe you tuck your tailbone just a little bit. And let's do this 3 times. Inhale to look up. Exhale to look down. Inhale to look up. Exhale down. You have one more. Inhale up and exhale down. There is your Merry movement with Matt Pilates. Thank you for letting me teach you today. My hope for you is that wherever you may encounter Pilates in the future, that one thread of this will be familiar to you. It might be the breathing, it might be some of the movement, the particular movement. It might be the idea of making an adjustment that you need, like, I don't want to be on my hands and knees. I want to go on my back, or I don't want to lay on my stomach. I'm going to turn over or choose my hands and knees. Whatever you can take to make it your practice and your breath and your movement, please take that with you. It's yours to keep. So, thank you so much for letting me be here.
Thank you, Laura. We don't have any questions in the chat. That doesn't mean
Okay.
you don't have any, let me know. Go ahead and put them in the chat now, or I'm going to
Yeah,
give
please. Yeah.
about 30 seconds to see if you want to unmute yourself and say anything. So give you a moment to figure how to unmute. Just a reminder, this session was recorded and will be sent out to all registrants in the follow-up email. If you would like to stay current with our education and outreach events, make sure you like our Facebook page, stay current with our YouTube as well. We do have some upcoming webinars. We will be here every Tuesday for the next 6 weeks going over a well-rounded of topics. Our next one is actually a panel discussion, so we will have that for you guys next Tuesday. Then we have our mentors and meetups. If you guys loved this, we have a mentors and meetups, which is a hybrid option. We are making cards this month. So if you're interested in that, make sure to go to our website, texasoncologyfoundation.org. Under support, there's mentors and meetups. You can sign up there. And lastly, we value your feedback. So make sure in our follow-up emails that you have a link to a survey and just take a moment to provide us your thoughts. It's about 5 questions. So it's not very long. And it will also help us if you want to share any topics that you're interested in the future. So thank you guys so much for showing up today, and we will see you next Tuesday.